Hello friends, welcome back to our kitchen. So tonight's a Tuesday night, and Tuesday nights, we traditionally don't come home on Tuesday nights. We are really busy the first 4 nights of the week. We usually come home early on Friday nights, but we had a sick one today, so some of our activities were a little bit cut, and I actually took half a day off. And we're going to cook breakfast for dinner. So we wanted to invite you into our kitchen tonight while we got ready to cook breakfast for dinner. And we're having pancakes. We're having Hungry Jack pancakes. I was able to get this at Harris Teeter, probably free. I'm thinking it was a buy one get one, and I had a good coupon. At the most it was 50 cents. I don't remember exactly because I got it a couple weeks ago. And then we also have the Hungry Jack syrup that goes with it. It was a meal deal. You got eggs, pancakes and syrup, and something else. And I think I got everything for $5.99. Orange juice. It was quite a few things. I think it was like 9 items. Regular $11 or $12, and I got everything for $5.99. So we're going to do pancakes. We're going to do eggs, and my sausage. We're doing the skinless sausage that I got at buy one get one free last week. But they're in this sink thawing out because we had them in the freezer. So we're going to, on the stove, I have my griddle pan. Again, that was one of my great finds at the Goodwill, one of our local Goodwills. Half the pan's a griddle and half the pan is a grill. And so this will work nicely when I'm trying to do pancakes and sausage at the same time. I'll do eggs on it in a totally different pan. But this shouldn't take us any longer than about 15 minutes to put together. So I just open up my pancake mix. I don't use anything else in this except water. This is the just add water. Yes, you could add milk or applesauce if you like. It's not something that I traditionally do. And I don't measure much of anything, so I just pour in enough. I like a nice healthy batter, so I pour in enough into my bowl. And that's just what I have in my bowl. And then I just have some regular water that I am going to add about half of that water to. If I get it too wet, I can always add in more of the pancake mix, and if I don't get it wet enough, I can always add in more water unless it's not wet enough. Now, the way I get out the lumps out of my batter is I use a wire whisk to stir because I don't like lumps, and I think the pancakes cook a little better when they're smooth. They cook more evenly. So I do a little stir, stir, stir. It gets out pretty easily. Sometimes I traditionally will stir before I add the water, but this works just as good. So probably did about 2 cups of the pancake mix, maybe. I'm just guesstimating, and maybe about 8 to 10 ounces of water. So I've got a nice batter consistency here. I'm going to make cinnamon pancakes tonight, so I am going to grab out some cinnamon. Okay, my handy dandy spice basket. And in my spice basket I have my cinnamon, and I'm just going to add a little to taste into the batter. That just makes it a little different tonight. And that cinnamon is nice and spicy and tangy. And this is what the batter looks like after I've added in the cinnamon. So it turns it from like a light yellow or a pale yellow to a little bit of a darker yellow. So I have my griddle pan going. That's nice and hot. I'm actually going to get my cooking spray. But I also like to put a little bit of margarine on the griddle as well. And I'm going to use the ladle to ladle these out. So I'm not trying to guesstimate how much is a good portion size. I'm just going to use my ladle. Everything will measure the same. And I'm just going to take some of the margarine and make sure that the griddle is nice and warm. Now I do have this griddle sitting on 2 burners tonight because I am going to put the sausage on the back half, so that's getting nice and warm. This here is nice and warm as well. So I'm going to transfer my whisk to the sink because I'm done with that. And I'm only making enough for just the kids and I tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soup ladle, put a ladle full, and then I'm just going to lay that out on the griddle. That makes a nice pancake. Do 3 or 4 at a time. Probably 3 and see how that works. Now, because if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know I'm a chronic cleaner, so I like to kind of clean as I go so that whenever it's time to eat, we're not trying to have a lot of kitchen work left over. So I'm going to get all the air out of this bag because we're not going to do any more of the pancakes. And I'm going to put this back in the pantry. I'm going to clean up just a few things. Thank you, helper. My kitchen helper. He's going to take that water and go over there. Now, while I have the pancakes going, and again, we're just waiting to see nice bubbles come up through the batter. And then once we have the bubbles, I'm going to flip these. So we want it to be nice and golden and crispy around the edges, and then I'm going to flip those. Pour it out. Okay, so my helper's going to come with me over to the kitchen sink. And this is just being really real in my house, a single mom, and sometimes there are dishes. So what I like to do, because I can't cook if my kitchen is not clean. So while I do have the pancakes going, I'm just going to rinse and load the dishwasher. And that's going to help me to not have so much cleanup later. And again, when we get ready to eat, we simply just like to eat and be done. A lot of times we are running short on time, so we have to do things extremely quickly. And this is something that I can do at the same time as trying to cook. We have belt testing coming up on Friday, so my karate warrior person is doing form in the kitchen, which is not allowed. You can go in your room and do form or in the living room, please. So a couple other things that I did today, I mentioned the last time I did a video, is I like to multitask while I am in my kitchen cooking. So I'm loading the dishwasher. We actually put on a load of laundry in the dryer, so that is going. And we are now finishing up. I'm going to wash that pan. I don't actually put that inside of the dishwasher because it's a little bit big. But we are going to load up all of our utensils. And now our dishwasher is loaded. That task is done. I'm still watching my pancakes. They're looking a little bubbly now, so I am going to transition back over to the stove, and I am going to flip those while my handy dandy kitchen helper takes my trash over to the trash can for me. Jack, will you take this for Mom? Thank you, bud. So we're going to transition back over to the stove, and I am going to flip my pancakes. The cinnamon smells really good. I don't traditionally do cinnamon in my pancakes, but I thought it would be something good to add. It'd be a little different for us tonight. And so you just want these pancakes to be nice and golden brown, which they are. And I'm going to add just a little bit of oil or margarine so that these don't get burned, but they get nice and golden brown like the other ones. And when I'm done cooking those, I'm going to put them just on a regular plate. And I will put that on my flat top. And I'll get a couple of napkins just to absorb that oil. So while that's going, I'm coming over to my sink where I've had my sausage draining, or actually thawing. It was thawing in the sink because I had this in the freezer. So I'm actually just going to cut that in half. This is the turkey, skinless turkey sausage. And I'm just going to take these. They are still a little bit frozen, but I'm going to split them lengthwise. I split 2 in half. Lengthwise is going to give us 8 links. I'm going to spray this side of the grill pan. And I'm going to lay the sausage on there. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I don't want the sausage to burn. I do want them to get brown, and I do want them to cook through though, because they're still partially frozen. So as that's going and my pancakes are going, again, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. And we're going to keep it moving. That's going to the trash can. Thank you so much. And I'm going to just pull these pancakes out because these are done on both sides. Done on both sides. And again, you can cook your pancakes however you like them or however brown your family likes them. My son and I like them with what's called the edges. That's my older son. He likes the edges where they're a little bit crispier. And I like my pancakes actually very, very done. I don't like the texture of bread at all. So I actually cook mine close to burnt. My children do not like it that way, so I don't make them eat theirs like that. I think I'm going to be able to get about 8 to 10 pancakes out of this batter, which is about average. So I've got 3 more pancakes going. Now, in keeping with how I like to multitask at the same time, there are a couple more things that are just around the kitchen that haven't been done since we had to leave fairly early this morning. The first thing is I'm just going to sweep around a little bit. The dishes are done. You have that one pot that's left. So I am going to just sweep off any of the kitchen rugs. I have a kitchen rug beside in front of the sink just to keep my feet from getting too tired. And I have one that is in front of the stove. And I'm just going to sweep that off. And what I like to do, I do like to keep a nice and orderly house. It just is how I was raised. I'm a good old country southern girl. This is just what we do. We clean, we cook, we multitask, we raise kids, we do it all. So I'm just sweeping, and we do this pretty much every night, so there's not a lot of dirt. But I like a nice orderly kitchen. And my grandmother used to always tell me that people will decide if they're going to eat at your house based on 2 things. Your kitchen and your bathroom. So if your kitchen and your bathroom is not clean, people traditionally will not accept your invitation for food. Grew up that way. Always want to make sure that I remember that. You know, it's my raising, it's my home training, it's how I was, you know, it's just how I came up as a girl living in the country. So, this is just a quick sweep through. It's not a deep clean by any means. And this kitchen is larger, way larger than our old kitchen. We just moved into our house. We've only been in this new house about 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So we are learning and getting our sea legs under us and how much time everything takes. My pancakes are getting nice and brown, so I'm going to put that on hold for just 1 second while I come over and flip those. And like I said, I think I'll be able to get about 8 out of that batter that I made. So that's doing good. I'm going to add a little bit more of the butter here to that. So I've got 6 pancakes done. I actually have 8 sausage. It's actually 2 sausages cut in half and then cut in half again. So that makes about 8 small links. It's enough to feed me and the kids. We don't traditionally eat a lot, but we won't have leftovers from tonight's meal. That I do know. So while that's going, I am going to get my trash up, wash my last pot, and then I'm going to be done with all of the kitchen cleaning, and we'll set the table for dinner. So, traditionally my handy dandy helper would be in here helping me, but he is doing something else right now. So that's done. One of the things I like about doing a lot of the pre-cleaning is it just makes kitchen cleanup after the meal so much easier. It's less stress on everybody. you've cooked, your dishes are clean, with the exception of what you're using for dinner to eat that night. But all of your dishes are clean. Quite grilled enough. I'm going to move some of those around. Put that one there. And we're going to do our last set of pancakes here. I think I got enough for 2 more. And I'm going to clean. So I'm done with that. Doing a little bit more of the margarine. Just make that go all the way around that griddle. Just like that. And it's 5:30. I have to be out of the house by 6 o'clock. We have a meeting. And I think I'm going to make my goal. The kids will eat. So I think I have enough for just 2 more pancakes. There's 1. And we're going to scrape as much of that out as we can. And that's going to be 2. So that'll be 8 pancakes, 8 sausages, and I'm going to make about 6 eggs. Now, Sister hasn't been feeling well today, so she may not eat as much as what she would normally eat. And that's simply because she doesn't feel well. Excuse me really fast while I go find a dish towel. So in my laundry room, which is behind us, behind where I am, I keep this box. And inside this box, I keep all of my kitchen towels. So I have towels that I use just for drying things. And then all of my kitchen towels. I actually keep a dryer sheet inside of the box to keep everything smelling nice and fresh. And every time we do laundry, we just put everything back in this basket. And then this basket will go back into the laundry room. So that's how that works there. So I see a few crumbs from breakfast this morning, and I'm just going to grab those. And we're going to wash up these few things. And then we're going to be done just to make the eggs, and then we're going to be finished with our meal. Breakfast for dinner is kind of one of our favorites around here. We don't usually have it very often because we're not big bread eaters, but that was on sale, so we took advantage of the sale and just got it because I had a coupon for almost everything, and it was worth us just spending a little bit. But after we get done with this set of pancake batter or mix, we won't get it again unless they have another deal. So we're just cleaning up the last few little dishes. And again, I have a dish pan in here that I use. So what I do is I take all of my dirty dishes and they go directly into the dish pan. And then I will just wash everything up. And then I usually let the bigger items just drip dry. So that's washed and everything in there is clean. I'm going to flip my sausage and also flip my pancakes. These may be Mama's because they might be a little bit browner than the kids like. And I'm okay with brown. But this griddle was only $4.99. It was kind of the best deal ever. I couldn't believe it. It was brand new, had never been used before. And some of those sausages may be a little bit browner than most people like. But remember, they don't have skin. So they are skinless turkey sausages. And I'm the one plate wonder, one pot wonder, everything on one thing, and we serve out family style. So the griddle part is done. I'm going to put the fan on just a low. And this will be the end of that. We'll just finish up those. I'm going to transfer my pancakes over because I am going to now make some eggs. And I'll use just a small pan for the eggs. But this will round out our meal for tonight. I'm just going to do a few eggs here. So 8 pancakes, 8 sausage pieces, and I'll do about 4, maybe 4 eggs, maybe 6 at the most. Straight into the, that went straight into the wash pan. So that's the only dish I have left to wash with the exception of my spatula and my fork. And I'm done with that. I'm actually just going to use this burner because it's already hot. and I don't have to wait for another one to get. I'm going to put the last of that butter in there, and we're going to make these eggs. And then that's going to be our dinner for the night. Thank you so much to everybody who's liked and subscribed to our channel. There's more to come, way, way more to see. I love everything home. I love everything family. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but cooking with my kids is one of the things we enjoy the most. I think being a single mom sometimes it's a little bit difficult trying to navigate life, and we have found a lot of happiness in our kitchen. It's where we all are. No matter what's going on, we all stop at a particular time of night, and we gather at the kitchen. And I think most families do that, but it makes us happy. And we can talk about our day, we can talk about our disappointments over food. And, you know, we just always know that the Lord is with us. We always know that He strengthens us to continue on this journey. It is difficult. Some people say, how do you do it all? I pray a lot, and I just do it. It's just what has to be done. I didn't get a choice in this matter, so to speak. I mean, I did have a choice, and I'll share my story at some point about how I became one mom with 2 girls and 2 boys and what the 8 in all means. But for now, just know that it is difficult, but this is what I have to do, and I enjoy doing it. So into that, I just added a little bit of salt and pepper. And again, this is the last of what I'm going to do for the night. So we're just going to stir up those eggs. I don't pre-beat the eggs. That's just really not how I do it. I've never actually done it that way. And this is a non-stick skillet, so I'm going to take this fork out because I don't want it to scratch the skillet. And while that's working, maybe my helper can just come over and gently stir the eggs. Maybe, helper. Okay, just move them around like this. Just move them around like that. Don't stir. Just shift them from side to side. And again, I'm just doing a little bit of the cleanup. That's why I called in my helper. Jackson, you want to explain what you're doing? Or why do you like the kitchen? What do you think about when you think about the kitchen?
Cooking.
He's a man of few words. So everything that we have used, we have either cleaned or we have... Oh.
What, Mom?
Don't shove the eggs or they will fall on the stove. Do you want to get a little bit of cheese in the fridge? So we're just finishing up. On this plate, I am just going to add 1 pancake.
No, we don't have any shredded cheese.
I know. Get the regular cheese that we have. I'm going to add 2 sausages. I'm going to add...
Colby Jack or Swiss?
Doesn't matter. Colby Jack. A little bit of applesauce. Normally when we don't have fresh fruit, I'll add in applesauce or canned fruit if we have it. Wipe my hands. And we're going to finish up these eggs with a little bit of cheese on top, and that's going to be our meal. Again, we do appreciate everybody coming into our kitchen. I know that people say that's the only thing we ever see at your house is the kitchen. I'm going to do a updated living room tour or house tour. We did a unfurnished house tour, and I haven't done a furnished house tour yet, particularly because we're still furnishing the house, and there are a few more pieces that I am trying to buy, and I haven't gotten everything yet, so that's really why we haven't done that. But we like our eggs scrambled. Some people like them sunny side up. Some like them poached. Some like them fried. We're just a regular old scrambled family over here, and this is how we eat them. Whenever all my children are together, I do a huge breakfast, and we serve it family style. Everything goes on platters or plates. We move everything to the table, and we eat from there. Bud, will you set the table, please? And we try to, as a family, as much as we can, have meals together. That's the one thing, because we are so busy, that it is important to us that we would have our meals together. So I hope your family can say that that's at least one thing that you do together, no matter how big or how small your family. It is just 2 of us are 3 of us at home. There are 5 of us, but there are 3 of us at home. And it's just a priority. We're so busy throughout the week that if we can ever steal a meal together, we do that. On Sundays, we definitely have meals together. And we actually like to have people in our home to come over and eat with us if they're available. It's one of the reasons why I coupon. I like to have a lot of items here, just to be able to invite people over where it's not costing me a lot of money, but I'm still able to do it. So that's going to be the end of that. We're just going to add in 2 slices of the Colby Jack cheese. And then our meal is done. It's a table set with plates and napkins and plates.
Like
Regular plates. Paper plates. Yes, sir. And so that's our meal. And I'll just take a few of these eggs over to this plate right here. And for us, that would be our traditional breakfast for dinner. So thank you again for coming into our kitchen, and we hope to see you again. Bon appetit.